Hello Leo, welcome to your June 2018 reading. This is a general reading for you for June. Also listen to your rising sign and your moon sign. Some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. I have been asked how you find your rising sign and moon sign. On the internet there are a lot of fabulous astrology sites where they will you can chart your astrological chart for free. So just Google free astrology charts and quite a number of sites will come up. All you need to know is your date of birth, your time of birth, if you know it, and your location at birth, and type that information in and your chart will be printed out for you, and from that you will be able to see what your rising sign and your moon sign is, so that you'll be able to also listen to those and get some more depth, or see that they resonate more for you some months than your sun sign does. If you'd like to book a personalised reading with me, one-on-one, that's going to be very specific to you, you can follow the link below to my website and you can book a reading with me from there. So that will be a far more accurate reading. So let's have a look at what June has in store for you, my lovely Leos. Okay, the first card that's here is the Prince of Swords. And for you, this is, the Prince of Swords is about those ideas, those plans, those ventures that you've had and you've thought about. It's now time to take action. It's now time to put those into action. So June is really going to be a good month for you to put those plans into action that you've thought about, that you've been planning, that you've been dreaming about. For some of you, that's that holiday that you've been dreaming about for so long. It's now a good time to start putting those plans into action and taking that holiday. Actually go about booking hotels, flights, or whatever it is for you to take that holiday. So it's time to take action with those plans. It's time to take action with those plans. For some of you, I feel like it's, you're moving out of home, moving out on your own. For some of you, changing location, changing jobs, starting a new business, starting that, as a sideline. It's about taking the action. It's the time for thinking and planning is over. It's now time to take that step and bring it into reality and start manifesting, start creating it, start working towards it, because things will start happening very, very quickly. And what's crossing you here is the moon. And for some of you, the moon is that this is that secret place in us where we keep our deepest secrets, our plans, our wishes, our desires. It's time now to bring those to the surface. It's time now to start talking about them. It's time now to put them into action. Okay. For some of you, you're putting those plans into action. Be mindful of deception around you. The moon is a great one for, it doesn't have its own light source. It reflects light from the sun. So, if something looks good, it's so good, it's usually too good to be true. Or it is too good to be true. So just be mindful of it. Just always read between the lines if you're signing contracts. If someone brings an offer to you, really look at it, really question it, really think about what it is that they're bringing. Is it real? Is it going to be good for you? Is there some sort of trickery involved? Is there some sort of deception involved? For some of you, it'll be quite a large deception, but I feel like it's things that will be in your path for you to check out, to look at. Because if you look at this card, you've got the sun behind the moon, and that's giving the moon its light, its illumination. Okay, so people think, oh, look how how bright the moon is, but the moon is not bright. The moon does not have its own light source. It takes from others. So be mindful of that when you're putting your plans into action, when you're handing over money for a trip, for your accommodation. Be aware, be certain that where that you're putting your money is a real organisation, is real accommodation, is, just take precautions, really investigate it, really look at that. If you're changing location, if you're signing contracts, read the fine print. If you're being offered a promotion, really question what your role is and what goes with the job, and are you going to be paid what you're worth for that promotion. I feel like just look behind things, look beneath things before you make your final decision, your final choice in June. Okay, be very aware of what's going on in June. Okay, but having given you that word of caution, it's still very, very good around you. The Eight of Pentacles is new learning of new skills, learning of a new trade, a new way of doing things, new knowledge, and that in itself brings a lot of work. You're in demand. Your product, whatever your business is, whatever your venture is going to be very successful. You'll be working into the night. It's going to really test you. It's going to be a very steep learning curve for you, but you will manage. You will manage. It means long working hours, but it's very, very good for you. So that venture is going to be a very good one. That change of job, change of location is going to be a very good one. What it will come with, it's choices and decisions. So you've got choices and decisions to make that you're going to find it hard to make. Okay, you're going to be torn between, well, what am I going to do? Do I stay status quo or do I make those changes? Do I take that final step? Do I leave my job and start this new business venture? Leave that security of that and take that final step. For some of you, it's taking that relationship to the next step. That proposal. Do I say yes? Do I say no? Do we commit? What do I do with this? I've got to make. So there's a balancing. 2 is always a balance. It's balancing out your options and coming to a decision that is good for you, okay, that's going to suit you. So there's no decision that you make in a hurry. There's no decision that you make spontaneously and without thought. The decisions and choices you're going to make, you're going to really think about. You're going to really weigh out the pros and cons before you come to a conclusion, before you come to a decision. So there's nothing that you're going to do that's you're going to make a decision in a hurry in June. And if you're feeling pressured to make a decision in June faster than you're prepared to make it, then hold it back, slow it down until you're comfortable and you've looked at all aspects of it before you make that choice and decision. Okay, you need to be comfortable with that. You need to be comfortable with that. Okay, in the recent past, you've got the High Priestess. So it's as if you've been guided to this point. It's as if you've been guided to this point. You've followed which is not like Leo, to follow your intuition. Hear what's being said for you and following it, looking at the series of events that have taken you from where you were to where you're heading. Because there's been divine interference, there's been divine help, there's been divine guidance there for you, whether you are aware of it or not. If you think back, there's synchronicities that have brought you to where you are and where you're heading. And it's about picking up on those things and take that guidance. Words that people have said, advice that people have given you, things that you have read. The way things have fallen into place for you with this new venture or this promotion or this new house, how as a couple you've met, there's divine intervention has been at work here for you to get you there, to get you where you are. Okay, so you've got the Three of Pentacles as well coming up in June, and the Three of Pentacles is really I feel like holding on to your resources, holding on to what you've earned, what you've got, the money you've got, and being very cautious about where it goes, wanting to know where it's going. Where are your expenses? How much is it? How much does it cost to run this thing for a month? How much are we spending in a month? So there's been this real. There's going to be in June also a real need to watch where your money's going, understand where your money's going, understand what the expenses are. So there's tallying and paying things out as need be, but being aware of where it's going and being cautious. So, what I'll say to you in June, it's not a time for overspending. So if you are planning that holiday, don't be too extravagant with it. Just be mindful of where that money's going and how much things are going to cost you, so that you're going to get the maximum benefit out of that. If you're going from a job in a corporation or a company and you're moving out on your own, you need to know how much money you've got, how much money needs to be spent. So you're going to be doing these calculations in June. Okay, no overspending in June. There's time for that later on down the track, but it's not here yet. Okay, so be mindful of that. I think about week 3, you're really going to start looking at expenses and how to manage your money. It's there, so it's not that it's not there. It's there. It's about making it go as far as you can. Okay, which is really good. Because you want to avoid this is a card of, and I feel like this is more how you're going to feel rather than reality, because here you've got the comforts of home and you're going to feel like you're out in the cold. So I think you're going to come to a point where you're going to think, is this going to work? Self-doubt is going to start creeping in. Okay, self-doubt is going to start creeping in, and that's probably why you start counting your money, counting your expenses, counting. It's not. It's nothing disastrous. It's more how you're feeling. You are supported though. There is help around, because there's somebody else there with you. There's support there for you. And there's, if you only turn around, you'll see that it's not as bad as you feel it is, but you're going to get this sense of, oh no, what have I done, in June as well. But that's more a feeling that it comes with you rather than what's really happening, okay? Rather than what's really happening around you. There's a sense of loss. For some of you, it's you're leaving a situation. For some of you, it's you're leaving a situation. That doesn't serve you anymore. And some of you, it's going to be a relationship. Some of you, it's leaving a work environment. And it could be that you've been made redundant. You are finishing up, but it's not all gloom and doom. There is a relationship that's not working. You've decided to leave. And that's going to bring with it some doubts as to whether you've done the right thing. But it's all about making your decisions, calculated decisions. Don't make anything in haste or in anger. They're all calculated decisions that you're making. Okay? And I feel, but it's not as, the surrounding cards are pretty good. So that diminishes the gloom and doom of that card, because, the Princess of Wands is really a card of taking action. It's about premeditated action. You know what you're doing. You know the steps you're going to take. You know the results. It's all very calculated. It's all very, the risks involved. But it's about following your passion, doing something that you've always wanted to do, and pursuing your dream, pursuing that, because you haven't been happy in your work environment. Some of you in your home environment, you've not been happy. It's like you're going to take everything that you've learnt from those situations. If you're leaving your company or your workplace, you're taking with you a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, a lot of things that you've learned, a lot of wisdom. So you're not leaving empty-handed, and you're going up into new horizons, up into new opportunities. So there are new opportunities there for you because you're following a path. There are new opportunities there for you. So it's never as bad as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. you continue to move forward, taking with you what has been a burden in the past becomes your wisdom, your skill, your knowledge that you're taking with you. So there's nothing to fear there. Okay, there's nothing to fear. It's all progress. You're moving forward. You've learned something, and you're going to. It's going to take you to someplace better. But you've got to be sure. And this is, you're right in your element here with the Chariot. You need to take charge. Don't allow circumstances or the environment or decisions other people are making to control you or to guide you or to influence where you're going. You need to take the reins. You need to look at everything you've been through, everything you've done and everything you've achieved and move forward with that. You need to steer this. You need to maintain in your sights your what you want to achieve, what you want to move to, what you want, the success you want, the financial success you want, the new skills that you want to learn, where you're headed. Really have that insight. Have that insight where you're going. You're driving it. So don't listen too much to other people and their advice and what they think you should be doing with your life. Okay? Because they're going to take you off track. It's really listen to their advice, but you make the final choice. You make the final decision, because there's nothing that you make in a hurry. Your decisions are calculated. You really are going to think about them. Really going to process everything in making your choice, in making your decision. And have confidence that you know where you're going. You know where you want to end up. You know your direction. Have faith in yourself in doing that. So that's very interesting for you in June. That came out quickly. I've just pulled a card from the Angels of Abundance for you, which will summarise what we've got going here. And, it's unlimited ideas. And I just feel like, I'll get the glare off that. Unlimited ideas. It's a nice card, isn't it? So telling. I do feel like you've got unlimited ideas. I feel like you're unstoppable. So make sure that you're unstoppable. Don't allow self-doubt to come in and you then create situations that are not there, that may hold you back. So unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. It's God, universe, source, whatever you want to call it. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring blessings. There you go. All you need to do is take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. And that's this card here, the High Priestess. That's divine guidance. That is articles that you read, something a stranger has said, something you've heard, something that you've overheard, something you've heard on TV. That's all synchronicities. It's divine guidance, something that you've dreamt. It comes in many different forms. But all you need to do is be aware of it and pick up on it. Relate it. Because there is divine guidance, which is absolutely fabulous. Beautiful, isn't it? So, very telling. Very telling. So I hope, my lovely Leos, that has been helpful for you for June. I hope that it gives you the guidance that you are needing for June. And if that doesn't resonate, also listen to your sun, your rising sign and moon sign, because they may resonate more for you some months than others. If you would like a one-on-one reading with me, follow the link below, and that will give you a very specific reading for you. So many blessings, Leo, and enjoy June. It's quite an adventure.